Okay, I've been going back and forth through my files, finding some really great footage. And this one, I want you to pay attention to the water's edge there and above it, the boat, and also the back horizon, the clouds and everything in it. You'll see how everything is mirroring. I am going to be taking some time off. Even the signs right here. I'm going to be taking some time off, reviewing a bunch of my footage, picking out stuff, and I'm going to be doing some videos on exactly what the title is to this. Mirroring, the alternative to the curve. Why? Because I believe that this is where the illusion is of a curve. Curvature is non-visible, non-found. You can look to the left, look to the right. Everything's flat and level out there. Hence, that's why they call it sea level. I'm not titling any of my videos under Flat Earth, mainly because YouTube is suppressing us. They probably already know that my channel is a Flat Earth channel, so they're probably suppressing me anyhow. But my main purpose to going back through my files is to pick out stuff and then show you possibly comparisons from good visibility days to these heavy mirroring days, and show you that these boats are not vanishing bottom up unless it's in the mirroring, and it's more of a compression. Some days you can get stretching, compression, lensing, which is magnification. And I have, oh my goodness, I have 10 terabytes of footage, videos, not completely of all of these types of observations, but I've got some of my own vacations, trips to Lowry Park, stuff like that in there. But what I want to do is pick out a lot of the good stuff that I can do comparison videos to, and show that I'm not crazy. This isn't a crazy conception for me to think this. Here's a little bit of music that came in as I was filming this. Somebody went by playing some music. I think I got an hour or so in this day filming. But again, I try to rush down any free time I get. Sometimes I don't have the time to give you all the information that people want, like what the wind temperature or the wind, what the temperature is, water temperature is, my position, my GPS coordinates and everything. Well, I can tell you right now, just from these little pipes sticking up in front of me, that I'm at Bayport. I'm on the seawall. I'm up fairly high. I'm not down real low. I'm pretty high in comparison to some of my recent videos where I've been 28 inches above the water, getting hellacious footage without all the mirroring. And you can see these boats go for miles and miles and miles. Now too, you can watch this boat, how it sank into the water, how it settles down, and you can see the little wake that it's putting out. Now imagine that boat moving and I'm catching the side of it. That wake that that boat puts out actually will become part of that mirror when it's in the mirroring zone. And that's what makes the lower hulls of the boats appear to be vanishing bottom up. Same way with anything else. Also compression, objects that are out here in this mirroring. This mirroring can cause concave, convexed appearances. In other words, right here in front of me, the cloud up there is stretched out and smeared right to me. In other words, I'm seeing a stretched out image right directly in front of me. But when I get further out on the horizon, um, the mirroring actually starts getting compressed. And when I get even further out, not only is the mirroring getting compressed, but also the object gets compressed, like the boats, uh, the bird racks. I mean, I've got these bird racks where they were, and you wouldn't, that's the hard part, is showing all my footage and trying to put it in such a little tiny little 5-minute video. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, I cannot edit what I see in 5 minutes of a video. I mean, here you can see this water like start up again. It like stops and then starts. You can see it rising up in certain areas. Other areas you can't. Why? Because it's smoother there. The water's more calm. Where you got the rougher water. And look at this boat. I mean, you can barely see his wake that he's putting out, but you can see it because of the background. The background, you know, helps cause the red helps cause you to see that wake better. So the visibility on the wake is good, but you can also see that the boat is mirroring underneath it, and even its wake is being mirrored. The boat is being compressed down, hidden within its own reflection. Excuse me. And boats even out farther than these will appear even more cut off. But like I said, on days of good visibility, I can show you that these boats are not being cut off by any curvature. That's why I say in some of my videos, as I'm tracking these boats, well, where the hell is the curve? Because it should have went over the curve many miles earlier, but it doesn't. And I follow these boats, you know, 6-7 miles out on the horizon. And sometimes I think I'm even catching some even further because some go away from me. And on days of good visibility, I can really see them real good. I mean, you'll look at those clouds right there on the back side. That the red is the reflection of the red above. And you can even see the little cloud. But see the difference in the angle that you're seeing it? I mean, one, I'm looking at it on an angle, and then two, I'm looking at it on a sharper angle on the water. Why? Because the water is flat and level. I'm not sure exactly what that is out there on the horizon, but I know when I'm at Bayport, there's a sign all the way over to the right, and usually around that sign is the North Rack. But when I'm at Pine Island and I'm looking at this Bayport rack, that sign looks like it's right next to the bird rack, but it's not. It's a couple hundred yards away from it. But because of my angle, it will appear to be directly right beside it, I should say. And you know, you watch the birds fly down, and you watch their reflection off the water. So all of this water reflection, the water's just reflecting the sky, and the sky reflections just blend into the water reflections, and that's where things disappear. Because if a boat goes by and gets far enough out there, it'll just turn into a blob and then vanish, go into the vanishing point. Why? Because it's getting into that concave effect. Mother Nature has its own magic show. And one of the big grand illusions that I always say is the sun. The sun is the grand illusion. Why? Because a lot of people will try to use that as the proof for the globe. They say, well, you can watch the sunset over the curvature of Earth, but are you really watching the sunset over the curvature of Earth? Because when I do my zoom in videos and there's heavy mirroring, the sun just mirrors into its own reflection and vanishes within its own reflection. Now, the globe people keep saying, well, put a sun filter on. I have, and I'm not sure if I showed the footage or not, but they say that the sun does not shrink. Well, one of the reasons for that is exactly why I did my last video, to show that there is magnification that occurs. And the farther something gets from you, the more it gets magnified. But because it's moving at a steady rate away from us, and it's slowly going through more and more and more dense atmosphere, it's like a gradual magnification. It isn't like instantly boom, big magnified, and it stays that way, and then boom, it magnifies again. No, it's just a gradual magnification that slowly magnifies, and you can look at this background in these clouds, and you can see how that mirroring is affecting our vision. It obscures, it hides. Like I said, Mother Nature has its own magic show that goes on out here, especially on days where you don't have this good visibility. It is all mirroring. Look at them clouds just above the water. You can see that they're mirroring off of something. What are they mirroring off of? Well, you could say it's mirroring off the water, but I would say that it is mirroring off of a ramped up mirror of water and atmosphere. It starts out as water, and then the light propagating off of that water creates a mirroring effect because of all those little sparkles right there. Starts mirroring. And once it starts mirroring, it just continues. And then you're looking down a long hallway without walls, okay? Because you don't have walls. You just got the ceiling and the floor. So everything converges. The ceiling converges on the floor, and that's why everything is just mirrored. And look at these boats. Mirror, mirror, mirror. And it's, the Globers want to say, oh, look at there. You got a perfect mirage. It's pulling it up from behind the curve. Wow, really? Go out and do major observations. Go out and try to prove with your observations that there's a curvature out there. I mean, we seen who was it, Sly Sparkane or whatever the hell his name is, do Pontchartrain, the bridge. He did it on a day where there's mirroring, and it's obvious that it was a heavy mirroring day, and that's why he got that appearance of a curve, because that's the only time you can get the appearance of a curve is when there's mirroring. If he would have done that on a day of clear visibility, he would have shit, and I guarantee you he wouldn't have posted that, because then it would have proved him wrong, because he would have been able to see all the way across, straight line, maybe with a little bit of mirroring at the very end, but not like what he showed. All right, well, this is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be taking a break. I will be on Sun and Moon Family United, doing a chat with them here in a couple of weeks. So I'll see you then if anybody's interested.